Afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. I am very pleased to have several people here with me today that I admire and I respect very deeply, very much. I appreciate them standing with me today as we issue important clarification relative to our local business community and the governor's emergency orders on the COVID-19 public health emergency. We have with us Dr. Doug Claymore, our parish medical director, Greg Gautreaux, Director of Lafayette Economic Development Authority, Lafayette Parish Sheriff Mark Garber, and the mayors of our Lafayette Parish municipalities, Mayors Ray Bork of Broussard, Glenn Brazo of Carencro, Johnny Thibodeau of Dusson, Jan Scott Richard of Scott, and Ken Ritter of Youngsville. We also have our city parish attorney, Greg Logan, with us here today. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for being here in support of this updated guidance that I will announce shortly. We have 387 cases on a base of 15,927 tests. I am pleased and relieved to share that we are reporting no new fatalities in Lafayette Parish. In our 8 Acadiana parishes, we have 1,159 cases on a base of 19,881 tests. Acadiana has done well overall, with a 5.8% rate of infection on nearly 20,000 tests. I am proud that Lafayette Parish has played a leading role as the hub of Acadiana, working with our area mayors and parish presidents, sharing concerns, coordinating on best practices, and serving as a hub for testing, especially in the early phases of this public health emergency. All of our Acadiana parish presidents and mayors are doing a great job, and it is an honor, and I speak on behalf with these mayors behind me and with me. It is an honor to serve with all of our parish presidents and mayors in Acadiana. Yesterday, the governor acknowledged that we are indeed flattening the curve in Louisiana. I am truly proud of how we responded in Lafayette Parish so far. I can't say we've been perfect, but overall, I would say pretty dang good. The economic consequences of this public health response have been a little short of devastating. In the past 4 weeks, Lafayette Parish has had 18,912 initial claims filed for unemployment benefits. In the week of April 5th to April 11th alone, there have been 4,091 initial unemployment claims. This many unemployment claims in this short of a period is by far unprecedented. Governor Edwards has issued 6 emergency declarations for Louisiana's response to COVID-19. As we've discussed, Lafayette Parish is working hard to interpret those orders and to comply with both the letter and the spirit of these efforts to keep our state safe and healthy as we work to limit the spread of the COVID-19 virus. As you know, the governor has issued a stay-at-home order through April 30th, and that order may very well be extended. There are also orders in effect that govern businesses that are deemed essential. These businesses have their own rules and regulations for operation. There are businesses that have specifically been deemed prohibited and ordered to close. These have included personal service businesses in which social distancing cannot be maintained. Additional information from the governor has allowed restaurants and bars that serve food to continue drive-through and curbside pickup services. Today, I am providing guidance to local businesses that do not fall in either category. They are not deemed essential, and they have not specifically been deemed prohibited and closed. I have confirmed with our city parish attorney to determine what latitude and guidance exists under the current orders of the governor. As a Lafayette Mayor President, I have conferred with members of our medical task force and my fellow mayors that stand with me to determine what risks may be involved in any further guidance provided to our local businesses. We are all committed to ensuring our people are protected as much as possible under these circumstances. At this time, I am announcing the enactment of a safe shop policy for the category of businesses that falls in the middle, neither expressly deemed essential nor expressly prohibited. Under the governor's existing orders, these gray area businesses can operate so long as they limit the number of persons with access to their facilities and practice social distancing. Here in Lafayette Parish, effective midnight tonight, we are authorizing these businesses to be open and to operate subject to the following conditions. Employees must wear masks. Employees may not work if they have fever or symptoms. Customers must maintain a minimum of 6 feet of separation when shopping or standing in line. A maximum of 25% occupancy as determined by code or the respective fire marshal. No congregating or groups loitering in or near businesses will be allowed. Customers who have fever or are symptomatic should be barred from the business. These rules are consistent with the governor's existing emergency orders and represent a manageable risk profile consistent with social distancing guidelines. This guidance may be withdrawn if there is a spike in either hospital admissions or reported cases of COVID-19. We take the health and safety of our people extremely serious. Violating businesses may have their power shut off. Violations come with a $500 fine and/or up to 6 months in the parish jail. I've always simply said enforced by law in the past, but I am making clear that businesses who endanger public health by violating these measures may well face enforcement action. If you as a business do not have mechanisms in which to count customers and determine 6 feet distance between shoppers, please do not open until you are able to do so. Again, this guidance does not apply to businesses previously deemed essential or specifically prohibited in order to close. These particular businesses already have their own established set of rules. And again, the governor's stay-at-home order is still in effect. Please only go out of your house if you need to. As you know, LEDA economic specialists have been fielding calls from local employers and business owners who need help navigating the SBA process. Effective this Monday, LEDA will also provide information to businesses who need help in complying with this updated clarification of the governor's emergency orders. To speak with LEDA's business operations team, please call 311 option 2. The lines are staffed between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. If you call outside of these hours, please leave a message with your phone number and you will receive a call back. You will be able to speak about your business, discuss issues that might be involved in your operation, and receive information about best practices as they apply to your specific businesses. To our citizens, if you are facing a medical emergency, please go to the emergency room or call 911. Our emergency rooms are open. Our facilities are observing strict protocols and are safe for our people. On another note, while we're all at home, please take time to complete the census online or by phone. You can go to census.gov as soon as you can. It takes literally less than 5 minutes. I can't stress enough how critical this is for the future of our wonderful parish and our state. Let's please take time today to pray for all those who have lost their lives to this virus in our state and our parish, across the nation and around the world. Please join me. Thank you. All right, thank you. And again, I am joined by my fellow mayors in the parish. We have our medical director of the parish, Dr. Doug Claymont, our chief of police, our chief of fire, our chief law enforcement officer of the parish, which is our sheriff, Greg Gocho, director of LEDA, and our city parish attorney are joined with me today. If you have any questions for us, please ask.
I know you said that these are going to be for the businesses that fall in that gray area. For our viewers at home, can you give some examples of what some of those businesses might be?
Yeah, I would, Greg, are you here? Okay, maybe you can give some examples, but I would say this. The order, I'm looking at the closure of non-essential businesses, restaurants and coffee shops, which the governor did clarify, personal care and grooming businesses, public amusement, indoors and outdoors. Those have been deemed the closure of non-essential businesses. So in our safe shop order that we're giving, it's for that gray area. It's not the businesses that are ordered to close, not the essential businesses. They have their own set of rules, so this middle ground. So Greg, if you could.
A few examples would be smaller retail shops in Lafayette, a lot of which sell durable goods, a lot of mom and pop shops that can operate safely, furniture stores, clothing stores, jewelry stores. We need to get Lafayette open, and with Safe Shop, we can get Lafayette open if the public adheres to it.
Good question, Chris. We try to get as much of an exhaustive list as we possibly can. The best guidance I can give to our people with this Safe Shop clarification order is we clearly can see what has been deemed essential by the governor. We clearly can see what's prohibited. There's I don't have the percentage, but and maybe Greg, you can help me, but 60 to 80% of our businesses fall in that. You think it's 60? So 60% in our parish, roughly 60% of the businesses fall within that gray area. So we need to maintain the public health, public safety. That's number one. That's paramount always. It trumps everything. But at the same time, juggle bringing our economy back. As you see the president speak about opening our economy, you see our governor speak about opening the economy in a safe manner. Both of those individuals have worked hard in good faith, and we fall in line with both our president and governor as we attack this public health emergency. Safe Shop does this, though. It helps our economy get back to work. Any other questions? And again, remember, we have a vast majority of talent standing with me up here today. You can ask any question of us. Yes, sir.
Have you gotten explicit approval on this plan from Louisiana Department of Health?
Can you say that again?
Have you gotten explicit approval on this plan from the Louisiana Department of Health?
I can't hear.
Have you gotten explicit approval from the Louisiana Department of Health?
So the department, all I know, Christian, is this order is legal. It's within the guidance of the governor, and it will get our people back to work at the same time keeping us safe.
State sort of said, you guys should go ahead.
I'm sorry,
with this
Christian. Can you step up a little bit? I can't.
I'm trying to observe my social distance.
That's okay.
Here.
Just step up where we can hear.
So I understand that you found that it meets the guidance, but have you had communications with the Department of Health such that they said, yeah, we think this is a smart move at this time?
Well, I think it's safe to say that I speak for the parish, along with our wonderful mayors that stand with us. We are confident that this order, this Safe Shop order, will not only help our economy to get back to work, Christian, but also to keep our people safe. Remember, the number one duty of every single person standing up here is to keep our people safe. Our governor acted quickly. Our president acted quickly. Here in the parish, we acted quickly because we know the severity and the importance of the number one duty, which is to keep our people safe. We have to juggle that with the economic impacts. You know, we say this week after week about the medical impacts of this horrendous virus. It's crucial. But the economic impacts cannot be ignored. Safe Shop brings our people back to work and keeps us safe. Any other questions?
I know you're saying that employees must wear masks. You said Alita is going to be helping people meet the requirements with 60% of our businesses trying to get a hold of masks. Is there going to be any assistance for that?
Yes, if there are any, great question, thank you, Neil. If there are any employers out there, any businesses that fall in this gray area, I know you may have been home, you're not prepared necessarily to open up with these conditions, that's okay. Wait till next week, wait till it's safe, but as soon as you can, get the proper PPE. Now, if you're falling short, if we have employers out there, companies out there that are short on the mask or any other personal protective equipment, I urge you again to either call Lafayette Consolidated Government or call LEADA. You can dial 311 during business hours, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., or if it's outside those hours, please call. Leave your name, leave a point of contact. We are here to help you. We're here to make it easier for businesses, make Lafayette open for business again in a safe manner. Any other questions?
Have y'all had any conversations if once these gray areas start operating again, if we happen to see a spike in COVID cases, are y'all prepared to revoke this decision?
Yes.
Mechanisms, what do those look like?
Can you say again?
It's okay.
I'm sorry, Chris. I'm not picking on Chris. I promise. I think it's because you're under the tree and we have a
It's
crawfish
okay.
bar going
It's
on
okay.
over here. You can't see it.
I'm
but,
trying not to like jump forward.
That's okay.
And break
Just come
this
take the
line.
mic.
So I'm asking. You mentioned.
Okay, well, enforcement mechanisms. There's two right off the top of my head. One, we have the authority to, within, if you're an LUS customer, we have the authority to pull your power. It's not something we want to do. And by the way, we're looking way back till middle of March, all the way to today's date. And Sheriff, you can maybe opine on this as far as enforcement. We have Chief Morgan as well. We have not had to do that once, and that was under stricter restrictions than what we're implementing today. So I do not personally feel that we'll have this issue. You know, it goes to the spirit of our business owners here in Lafayette Parish and Acadiana. Our business owners understand the severity of the situation. They don't need the government to continue to tell them, but it's good. We're working in partnership in doing so. But businesses have an incentive to keep their customers safe as well. Everybody knows by now the severity of COVID-19. I have faith in our business owners. I have faith in the business acumen of our business owners to implement common sense measures to keep their patrons safe. Just like we're instituting common sense measures with the Safe Shop Act or Safe Shop Guidance to keep our people safe. So that's one mechanism. The other mechanism is under Louisiana law, we can enforce a fine of up to $500 and/or parish jail time up to 6 months. Not anything we want to do. But I also do not think this is that there's a remote chance that would happen. But we are prepared to do that. And I think the sheriff is prepared, and I believe our chief is prepared, and I think Chief Benoit is prepared as well. Thank you, Chief, behind me. Any other questions? Again, we do have our medical director here. If you have any medical questions, Dr. Claymont not only serves as our Lafayette Parish medical director, but he is an ER physician at Our Lady of Lourdes, and he's a great teammate of ours. And he also serves on our medical task force.
Still real early since the stay-at-home order was initiated, but do y'all have any data on how much the parish or the city of Lafayette has lost out on tax revenue at this point?
No, I don't have that data. Chris, do you have that data? Greg, no? You wouldn't have that.
There's no definitive information on that, and in fact, the governor's order has extended the deadline for business to turn that information in until May 20th, when it would normally come in for April around May 6th. So everything we've got right now is anecdotal or something that an economist might guess at.
But I think it is fair to say this, though, Chris. You don't have to be an economic PhD. You don't have to have an economic PhD degree to say and to realize the lost sales revenue for the municipality of Lafayette and these strong municipalities around Lafayette within this parish will take a strong hit. But enacting measures such as the Safe Shop guideline and guidance will help our economy get ahead of that curve. You know, we all know the flattening the curve, and Dr. Claymont can tell us about that if you'd like. And it was important to get ahead of that on the medical standpoint. It's just as important to get ahead of this economic cloud that we're looking at, and we will, and our businesses will get us through. Yes, sir.
You said that the restrictions before this were actually stricter. Can you tell me what your policy was before these go into place for those gray area businesses?
And Neil, you're referring to enforcement? Okay, so the same enforcement mechanisms we had before. There literally is no different. We had the authority to pull. We had the authority to pull power under law that grants that authority, especially in LUS, for example. Other mayors have different partners as far as utilities. We had the right to cite and issue a summons, to issue up to $500 fine, and/or up to 6 months in the parish jail.
Clarification. Were you allowing these sort of gray area businesses to continue operations before and just sort of dropping by and saying, hey, maintain this distance, sort of talking to them about it?
Yeah, we always took every case, every situation on a case-by-case case-by-case basis. And, you know, you've heard me be very complimentary of the governor's office in the last 6 to 8 weeks since we've been through this public health emergency. I maintain that level of appreciation for GOSEP and the governor's office in helping to clarify his executive order. Remember, this is an executive order issued by the governor. No mayor up here, parish president. It's not an executive order that we issued, but it's an executive order we were prepared from day one to enforce, and we have enforced that.
So some of the guidance we're seeing coming out of the national public health community is loosening restrictions is safer to do once we have widespread testing. And we've acknowledged that we have not yet reached that point here in Lafayette Parish. So is this not a risky thing to do before we're able to really test people quickly and at high volume?
Thank you, Christian. Dr. Claymore, if you could, did you hear Christian's question? Yes. Okay, good. If you could speak on it, and Dr. Claymore and our medical task force, I will tell you, we ran through this Safe Shop initiative through our medical task force, through the offices of the governor, and this was approved. And I would not support this, and no mayor standing up here would support this if it wasn't safe for our people. And maybe Dr. Claymore can talk about risk and reward and analysis. Thank you, Doctor.
Right. What we were talking about was risk-benefit analysis here. The risk of people interacting with one another is contracting the disease, obviously. So what we're still asking you to keep your distance, wash your hands, wear a mask if you have one. Is still, we need to be able to have some benefit. We got to be able to open up some of these businesses to get the economy rolling again. But if we could do so safely, we just keep our distance, and we need to start bringing our lives back online. And we're here to help you guys for whatever you need. So the hospitals are not tasked right now. We're busy, but we're not overflowing. We're not in surge plan. So we have the ability to absorb some of this.
All right. So again, thank you for coming out today. We ask that God share his blessing on each of you and each of our viewers out there and our wonderful constituents of Lafayette Parish. We will get through this. We are Acadiana strong, and we are Lafayette strong. Thank you.